in glory again. It's act in the morning. I'll keep pushing, even when it's solid. Gunning for titles, I'll make my stand. Claiming glory or getting sacked in the morning.
Welcome back to Turkey. It's been a while. I haven't got on quite well. I haven't got on quite as well as I hoped. Basically, the reason for the delay is I was looking for a good point to come back, and I figured just after the transfer window was a good point. It's just taken me longer to get there than maybe we'd have liked. Anyway, a lot to catch you up on. You can probably see from the league table, things seem to be going quite well. Yes, that is us in 5th. Now, since you were last here for the defeat by Galatasaray, yeah, we crashed out of the cup at the first hurdle, which the board really did not like. We just kept on missing the target. We got 2 shots on target in 2 hours and missed our first penalty. Kerry missed it, and yeah, just crashed out at home to 3rd division opposition, so I was not a happy bunny. Since then, however, we have been beaten just twice. Once was a very annoying defeat against one of the worst sides in the league, where we outplayed them and got sucker punched in the last 10 minutes. Standard Hatayspor. We followed that up with a 6-game winning streak. We should have got something against Besiktas. We outplayed them, and we gave the ball away in midfield, and you could see the goal coming from that moment onwards for the only goal of the game. They did precious little. I think, have a quick look at the stats. Yeah, I mean, the frustrating thing was it says no shots on target. We had at least 2, I'm pretty sure, that were on target. One the keeper held, and I have no idea how it wasn't on target. I really don't. It looked like it was going in. And another one that the keeper was nowhere, and it was definitely going in, and a defender got in the way and blocked it and pushed it away for a corner. And apparently that doesn't count as on target in this game. So in my list, if I do a little video on things they need to just tweak and improve, that is something they really need to look at, because if it's blocked by someone who is not the goalkeeper, no matter where it's going, it doesn't count as on target. It could be heading for the top corner and be the most amazing shot you've ever seen, but if a defender gets his head to it and flicks it over the bar, not on target, despite the fact it very clearly was. Anyway, yeah, it was a frustrating game. This one was also a little frustrating. As you can see, they equalised right at the death, and yeah, we were basically the better side. We outplayed them. So it's encouraging that against the big boys, we have been playing at least well, not necessarily getting the points, but at least well, and we have, generally speaking, been beating the rest. This draw, in hindsight, wasn't too bad. We came from behind twice. They are, I think, 6th. They're right behind us, so they are a good side this season. So yeah, we are not dropping points apart from that one that we won't speak of against anyone rubbish, which is lucky because we are playing 4th place Fenerbahce today. Before we get to that, though, we have a lot of transfers to catch you up on. Now, I wasn't planning on doing that much in the transfer window. As it turns out, we did an absolute ton. Now, Deli Bashiru has gone. We were looking at new contracts, and he didn't seem to be interested in signing a new deal. So it was like, okay, you're gone. 1.6 million for him. I am more than happy with that. That has basically funded everything else we've done in the transfer window. Ravanelli, we weren't going to be renewing his contract in the summer. It was going to expire. So getting $500,000 for him now when they could have picked him up for nothing in 6 months, I'm fine with that. Dirtley was another one that we just weren't really using. He got upset with his lack of game time, so it was best to move him on. He was out of contract in the summer as well, I think. So another $250,000. So yeah, we've brought a decent bit of money in. Now, what you can see here is that Kieran Dowell is out on loan. Again, we weren't really using him, and it was just to get him away so that he didn't cause any trouble about not playing. Alpha Sissoko, who has really slipped down the pecking order. We now have 4 right wing backs. He is also out of contract at the end of the season, and it was more for him than anything else. I mean, we could have kept him and left him there doing nothing, but it was like, get out, get some game time, and then hopefully he'll be able to pick himself up a contract in the summer, because we're not re-signing him. And the last loan out is our Brazilian goalkeeper Marcelo, who has been home for a month because he wasn't fitting in, and every time I make a decision with him, he doesn't like it for some reason, despite the fact his personality is quite professional, I think. Where are we? I mean, fairly determined. Yeah, so I don't know. But he's not getting game time because we've got Dogan, and he's slipped a little bit further down the list. You'll find out why in a minute. But I just wanted him to get some game time, because the other young goalkeeper that we signed, Barish Chifchi, is able to play the under-19s at the moment. He can get game time so we can keep him match sharp and he can actually do something. Marcelo never seems to be selectable for the under-19s. So, and he didn't really want to go out on loan. So the contrary little blighter would quite happily sit there. I did temporarily try and sell him because he's worth about 2.5–3 million. And we only sold him for 83,000. So it would be a fantastic profit for us. But this way, hopefully he'll get game time. He's supposed to be first choice goalkeeper for them. They're in the 2nd division, I think. So we will see. Now, that's all the outs. The ins, I was looking, with Deli Bashiru leaving, we needed a regista. And then other than that, I was looking for like young talent that maybe we can bring on, preferably Turkish. And boy, have we done a pretty good job with that. First one in the door was Tansu Okta, who is a right wing back. And now, obviously, at the start of the season, we had Alionov and Sissoko, both 32. So we needed some youth at right wing back. We've got Efekan, who is in his mid-20s, who is probably sort of like the next one in when Alionov just starts waning. But we've also got Tansu Okta, who is a little below Efekan at the moment, certainly technically. But he's only 18, his physicals are already good, and he's consistent, good determination, which is going to be helpful for him improving. You can see a few up arrows, so he's already starting to get a bit better. He's only been here for a few weeks. And yeah, I think he could develop into something really good for us. And his debut was the stuff of dreams. He played like a 9 point something, set up 2 goals, fantastic performance. Didn't get a good rating in the game against Trabzonspor, but I don't know why. I didn't see him do anything bad. He was actually involved in our first goal, I think, or one of the goals. Actually, no, probably the second goal, I think it was. And he didn't get the assist for it, so he didn't get the boost to his match rating. But yeah, he was good, and I've got a lot of hopes for him. Plenty of potential. Now, another good youngster that we spent a bit of cash on. Decent centre back. Again, I'm wanting sort of good young Turkish players. 6'3", bit of a beast in the air. Not great at heading, but he's going to get to the ball a lot of the time. Brave, generally speaking, he's got everything you want. A little bit of lack of pace, but he's only 19, so that might improve. And yeah, he has already gone out on loan. He's a sort of Division 2 level player, but he's gone on loan to Division 3, so hopefully he will absolutely boss it there. As you can see, he is averaging a 7 in his first couple of games. So he should be hopefully coming on nicely, getting plenty of game time for Bucaspor, and that will do us a favour in the long run. Now, the regista slot, Freddie Potts, English boy. Just basically quality, lacks stamina and strength, but the regista, we're not asking him to do that much. We're asking him to sort of get the ball, play something creative, get it up the field to the front 4. Or front 3 in our case, actually. Great passer, good vision, decisions. Yeah, very happy with this pickup. Wages a bit on the high side, but we'll talk more on high wages for people in a moment. And yeah, I think he will be a good replacement for Deli Bashiru. He's consistent, doesn't like big matches, but we've also got Palumbo, of course, who we can put in there, a little bit injury prone. But he was a decent pickup and a good replacement for Bashiru, I think. Now, we also ended up with a little bit of a shortage at ball-winning midfield because we have Bujima and Kashif, and both of them went down injured, which was really helpful. So we had to sort of put Palumbo in at ball-winning midfield, and I think Gokdeniz came in the regista role. So I thought, well, a little bit more backup. A good Turkish youngster will be decent. And again, I mean, he's a good passer, good work rate, good physicals, generally speaking. Not a great deal of pace, but again, I mean, the defensive midfield roles probably where you can get away with a lack of pace because they're kind of just sort of sitting and holding a lot of the time. So yeah, I am pleased with him as a pickup. And again, he's a Turkish youngster. We'll see how he comes on. Now, this boy, this is what I was talking about in terms of wages. I was not happy paying this wage. I did it, but I'm not happy doing it. Because when I asked his agent, literally before we bid for him, it was like, oh yeah, about 180, 250,000, somewhere in that range, be fine. Like hell it was. Yeah, and also, even more annoyingly, we put in the initial bid, we got it accepted, we got the contract arranged with him for 350,000, and then all of a sudden we get this message saying, oh, you're going to need to up your contract offer because he's got a better one from someone else. He'd prefer to go to you. I mean, I felt like I was being scammed, basically, but we ended up paying the money. He is very good, his physicals are excellent, 21 years old, so again, room for improvement there. Composure, off the ball, determination, the finishing is good. He could be an excellent advanced forward. He hasn't really shown anything yet. He's played once and it was a mediocre performance. So, yeah, we will see with him. It does give us 5 options up front, so now we're actually a little bit almost overloaded. There, Adnan is the one who's sort of missing out at the moment. And the last one was a Turkish goalkeeper, who is sort of in that mid-range between not one of the youngsters like Barish, but also not as good or as old as Dogan. So he is now our actual genuine backup, which was part of the problem I had with Marcelo, who thought he was the backup. Oh no, it wasn't Marcelo. Sorry, it was Barish, who was down as backup, and I changed him to breakthrough prospect. He didn't like that, so I changed it back again, and then, with one thing or another, I tried to put him in the under-19 squad, and he didn't like that. And I said, okay, we won't put you in there then. And it had done it automatically and taken him back out. So I went in and looked to change his squad again, and before I'd realised what I was doing, I'd accidentally put him in the under-19 squad again. And then I got another message saying, what the hell are you doing? And it was like, sorry, that is a genuine mistake. And he's sort of like, oh, I'll forgive you this time. So, you know, thanks, you patronising little sod. But, yeah, this bloke is probably just a better backup. And, yeah, we've sort of got grades now at the goalkeeper slot, which is why, obviously, Marcelo has now been loaned out. All of which, I think, has left us with a decent squad with plenty of backup that I'm happy to play in any position. We keep on getting told we're not using Torben Musil enough, which, to be fair, we're not really using him very much, but I'm going to hang on to him for as long as I can because he's an option, and it helps if we get an injury crisis. But, yeah, and I think we're doing okay. This is not quite our first choice lineup because Sonair wouldn't be in there. That would be, well, if he was fit, Bujima, but Kashif has just gone down with an injury as well now. So, as you can see, our ball-winning midfielders still getting absolutely tanked. However, it is now time for the match. Home Fenerbahce. And we will see what we can do. I don't fancy our chances. This is the sort of side that should be beating us. Although at home, who knows? And we have played well against Besiktas and Trabzonspor. I don't fancy our chances against Galatasaray. They are just too good. And my favourite boy, Anthony Gordon, has just scored like 4 goals as I'm all set up. Got 4 assists in a game. They won 6-0. So you can bet he'll do something really irritating against us. But fortunately for you, you won't have to see it because I probably won't show you that game because it's in the relatively near future, I think. Okay. Right, well, the good thing is we can't slip out of the top 5 even if we lose. It does put us, you know, in range of people if we don't get anything from this. But it's the first time I've gone into these sorts of games thinking maybe we'll get something, instead of just let's try and keep the score down, which is what I normally have to resort to. And you might notice now, well, actually, no, you probably can't. You can't see it; it's behind me. But we don't change the way we play anymore. I think we're getting to the point now we're good enough and we know what we're doing well enough that we don't change. If we get panned, we get panned. But we're going to play our way. And yeah, like I say, Besiktas and Trabzonspor, basically we were the better side in both those games. Really quite disappointing to only get a point. And we're not getting a lot of the ball in this one. Oh, hello. Oh, okay, interesting. Not sure why you wouldn't have tried the shot there. Dogan saves, well done. Well held, dogs. Right, I mean, we're doing precious little. But then, I mean, no offence to the watching public, but I'll be quite happy with a boring goalless draw. We can take a point out of this. I'll be fine with that. Not entirely sure Sonner is going to last the 90. So we might have to shove Palumbo over into a role he's not overly familiar with. We still have done nothing. Yeah, I mean, Sonnet, I don't even know if Sonnet's going to last until half time at this rate. Unfortunately, he played in the under-19s game yesterday. And he did that because he was on the bench for this game. And then after they'd played that game, then it told me that Kashif was injured, so I couldn't then take Sonnet out of the under-19s game, which I would have done if I'd known. So, yeah, it was all in the timing. Oh, good block. So yeah, unfortunately Sonner ended up playing 90 minutes probably of a game that I would never have let him play in had I known before the game that Kashif was not going to be available for this one and Sonner was going to have to play it. Hence the reason he is basically going to last until half time and then we're going to have to reshuffle. Nice ball, Palumbo. Karim. Okay, he gets booked so often. Really does get booked a lot. Okay, ow. Oh, forces a good save. It's a shot on target, boys. Shots on target. Karim whips it in. We do score a little bit more from corners now. We have scored a few goals from corners this season. So I think it probably was Kieran Dow's delivery that was causing the problem. Okay. Oh, Palumbo's cut it out. Good stuff. Yezil, he's been a decent signing this season, I think. I think he's done well. Koulibaly gets it through to Bonetti. Oh, tries the dink, but he's offside anyway. Nah. Right, we are going to have a bit of a reshape. I think it might be curtains for Al as well. Because I think we might drop the attacking midfielder into central midfield and try and get the numbers in there. Right. Okay. Right, well, let's go with the assistant's suggestion. And now, yeah. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring now. See, Potts can tackle actually. So I think what we'll do then is we'll actually bring Potts on like that, and I am then going to bring Gökdeniz on for Al and just drop him back into central midfield in the same role, but just in central midfield. Just to try and get him away from those defensive midfielders, or that defensive midfielder of theirs, and give us a bit more sort of bodies very central rather than him a little bit further upfield and out of touch. Right, Raresh is looking a little ill-disciplined as well, apparently. Well, let's give the new boy a go then. If Raresh is threatening to get himself sent off. Excuse me. Right, see how that goes. Don't normally do that much in the way of substitutions at half time, but obviously Sonair was vitally important that we did. Alionov went a little too early, caught offside. I mean, yeah, we have not done a lot in this game, but XG wise they have not created an awful lot either. Come on boys, Gokden is taking the corner, whips it in, Mehmet got up there, but it was going to be a very difficult one to get that on target. It really was lashed towards his head. Okay, Dogan pushes it wide. I'm sure I like the fact that that highlight started so deep in our penalty area. Makes me worry about the fact that that was not the real highlight, but apparently it was. Right, Kerim is not having a great game. He's on a booking, he's not playing well. Right, Furkan, on you go, son. Right, we've got one change left, boys. And they are starting to control the game, so I'm going to demand more. I mean, they're getting a lot of shots on target, but they're really not particularly threatening shots, are they? Each of them. Average XG is very low. Potts, good pass. Gokdeniz, Cacte. Oh, that's his best chance to get his opening goal for the club. He's not playing well. Might start calling him Cagney actually, because I'm not going to pronounce that very well. See, again, I mean that shot was clearly going in. We saw it was going in. It was right in the middle. He couldn't possibly have missed from there. But it doesn't count as a shot on target because it hit the defender. It's very odd. You really need to get that system to be able to register a shot on target and a block, not one or the other. Because it doesn't make sense. Oh, that's a nice ball. Oh, just not doing it there, is he? But at least he's not looking ill-disciplined. Come on, boys. Let's get something from a corner. Oh, Bania. Oh, Palumbo with the first time effort. Right. See, now we've actually out XG'd them, which is probably why they're probably about to score, I would imagine. Oh, Dogan. See, I mean, that seems to be the sort of shot that maybe they've been having all day. Yeah, very low chance of anything going in. Right, let's encourage the boys. Okay, Alionov. Oh, yeah, throws it down the line, knowing he's not going to be offside. Koulibaly loses it like a plum. Oh, I'm going to hit that a little bit. Oh, no, that's not going to find anyone. Oh, no, you've been beaten to that. This has got goal written all over it. No, he's missed it. Oh, Cengiz Ünder. Really? Wow. Okay, Palumbo and Koulibaly are both looking a little bit dead. One of them is going to have to stay on. Palumbo wins that back. That might just... Oh, and Koulibaly loses it. I think that's settled it then. Koulibaly's coming off. Based on this highlight alone. Oh, he's got a foot in. No, they've still got the darn ball. Yeah, Cengiz Ünder. Justin, it's blocked. Hopefully that was the highlight. Oh, go on. Go on. Oh, he obviously did absolutely naff all with that, didn't he? Right, Hector, you're coming on. And... Let me change my tactics, please. Please let me change my tactics. There we go. I don't see why I can't change my tactics whilst I'm waiting for a substitution. It's perfectly possible to do both. Right, what we are going to do is probably something that I probably shouldn't do. We are going to try and hold on to this point. And you know our propensity of conceding late goals. I mean, one shot on target isn't exactly impressive. Focus. Oh, Lord, here we go. Here comes the winner. I mean, we haven't deserved any more than a point out of this, but I think we've done enough to get a point out of this. That's just not good. Please be offside. I don't think he is, but please be offside. Because that is the most predictable goal. I mean, I literally called it. Yeah. Oh, oh, God. It's just so depressingly predictable. Absolutely depressingly predictable. I don't want to see that again. Nobody wants to see that again. Come on, boys. Let's get an immediate equaliser, or just do something stupid and concede a second. Yeah, brilliant, Palumbo. You're playing striped shirts, sunshine. Them shirts there looks like, I mean, maybe they are striped. I can't see from here properly, but oh, God. Don't get a second. You don't even deserve a win, let alone a second. Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, confirm the change. I hate it when you do that. You know this game. Don't do it. Oh, sitting there thinking, oh, well, we've changed the tactic back. And you haven't, have you? You just sat there looking at me. Oh. Oh. I mean, we have done more than enough in the 3 games against the big boys, and they just get every single little edge, don't they? Because they got about 5 times the money, so they can afford the players who can just do that little bit more than you can. Oh, God. Well, I mean, yeah, we had 1 shot on target, but the XG gap was not that big. They were not getting good efforts. But no, 89th flaming minute, so that's 2 straight games. We conceded a goal in the last 2 minutes, but have cost us 3 points. We are close to being able to do these, big boys, and pardon the expression. Yeah. Well. I mean, the good thing is the next big boy, and the only big boy we've got left, is Galatasaray, who will not keep it that close because they are just miles better than everyone. Anyway. Unlucky boys. Right, well, that was disappointing. I basically ended up telling the boys that I was proud of their efforts because I think I mean, I said it in the game. We didn't do enough to win it because we only had 1 shot on target, although we clearly did have more shots on target than that. But they didn't out-XG us by that much. We limited them to half chances at best for virtually the entire game. And to get it taken away from us that late was, whilst totally predictable because it's us, then, I mean, literally, actually, after the Trabzonspor game, one of the little sort of tweets that you get was a comment about sort of like, can this team not hold a lead at all? Because obviously that one we threw away a lead. And again, it's the curse of the late goal. And maybe it's the fact that we press so much and we're just tired at the end of the game. I don't know. Maybe I need to do spells in the game where we don't press quite so much to give us a little bit more energy at the end. I'll have to have a fiddle about with my in-game management. Maybe it's on me. I don't know. But yeah, we have I don't know what 10 games left, I think now. And home Galatasaray is not going to be easy. Everything else there we can take points from, I think. So we will probably come back towards the end of the season, especially if we are still in the hunt for 5th place and Europe. And if we sort of drop out of the hunt for that, then we'll probably just be back for the last day of the season to wrap things up for this season. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me and sitting through an awful lot of waffle. I feel like I've been talking for a very long time. And maybe with a couple of close season signings, we can get that little bit of quality, and maybe if I tweak my in-game management a little bit, then we can stop conceding these late goals and dropping points against the bigger teams in Turkey that we're just not quite good enough to do at the moment. Anyway, like I say, thank you very much for joining me. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you for the run-in. Bye bye for now.